What the heckatay?
Welcome to Very Funny, Joleen Lunzer!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to Very Funny, Joleen Lunzer!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. I break down all things Big Brother Season 24. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the live eviction episode. Whatever it was, we just saw. Okay? However my intro went was how the episode went. It didn't make sense. What actually happened, though, is I spilled Diet Coke all over my keyboard and also on my sound system. So let's hope for the best, you guys, that, MacBook or Apples, weren't they made for irresponsible college kids to spill beer and blow weed on them or something, or do acid off of them? I don't know how you do acid. I think you drop it and then you pick it up and then you're high. I'm not sure, okay? But we have things to talk about. So many things to talk about. But first, if you're new here, hit that subscribe. We hit our goal of 25,000 subscribers. Now we're on our way to 30,000 subscribers. And you can be a part of that fun. Let's see. What else? Sorry, I'm out of breath. I was running around trying to clean up this Diet Coke. Hit the like. Let's set a like goal. Let's set a like goal for 987 likes. If we can get there, mods, keep me updated on that. If you want to support the channel further than that, we have a YouTube membership that I pinned to the top of the chat. I also have a Patreon with multiple tiers. You can send a super chat during the live, like right now, and we'll highlight the comment, or a super thanks after the video post, or Cash App, Venmo, you know the drill. But I just appreciate you guys all being here. Oh my gosh, you already liked it? Good job. Good job. Good job. I don't know what I just watched. I feel like Big Brother, it never ceases to amaze me when it can do the right thing. It chooses to do the wrong thing. And I know right can be subjective sometime, but in this case, it's not. All right. It is not. Thank you. It's from Target. It's fun. All right. Oh, my Lordy. Let me know all your thoughts, hopes, opinions on the chat. All right. Is it Armageddon? Terrence is HOH. Okay. So here's what's going on. Okay. I have notes for the episode and we have some screen grabs too that I'm going to share, but here's what's going on right now. We're in the Upside Down. We're all about to be eaten by a Demogorgon or a Demodog. A Demodog is just effing around with us at first. 11 is nowhere near water where she can save us. Max is in a full-on coma like this. The rest of the guys are driving around with a bunch of stoners. And the doctor with the white hair is lying dead in the desert. Okay? And no one's going to get us out of this. And we have to go forward. So the twist happened. Thank you, Realification, for the first super chat of the live early day in the AM replay crew tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow. Make sure you let us know in the comments tomorrow that you're a replay crew watcher. All right, so we're in the Upside Down, right? Barb is there. Okay, if you watch Stranger Things, you know what I'm talking about. Barb is there. Barb's been there for 4 seasons. Okay, she's at the bottom of the pool, all because Nancy wanted to get a little touch. Okay, Nancy and Steve had to get a little touch. And poor Barb who's straight edge. That's what you get for being a straight edge friend. You die in a pool. Okay. So that's what happened. Poor Barb. Justice for Barb. Because Nancy wanted to get her double A's spelt up. Okay. Double A, MCO, AMCO. That's what she wanted. All right. So Julie Chen Moonves is wearing khakis, which is the first sign that this is going to be a shit show. Julie, this is an elimination. This is an eviction episode. This is Thursday night. We're going to have to jazz it up, okay? I need better. Even when you wear your crocheted dresses, I'm more impressed. She wore khakis like it's casual Friday at the office in accounting. Julie Chen. It'd be one thing if that's what you always wore, okay? But you are not Ellen. All right. You're not someone who wears the khakis. You wear the embroidered stuff. You wear the dresses. You wear cute pantsuits sometimes, But this, right away, I was like, Barb was being a good friend. Justice for Barb, And now Nancy gets to be a hero in the series. And I'm like, ooh, I know. I hope that just weighs on you forever, Nance. That Barb stuff. Okay. So Julie Chen is wearing khakis, but there's a live audience. So I'm feeling alive a little. I'm like, okay, the khakis are throwing me off, but there's a live audience. And I'm happy that that's back because there's nothing better than a Big Brother live audience. It just gives it life. And for the last couple seasons, it's been dead zone. You go out there and Julie Chen's looking over here when the camera's still right there. And she's like, but first, but second, but fourth, but Moonves. And we're like, who is that? Okay. So Julie's wearing khakis. We finally find out about the twist. The twist is exactly what most of us thought it was. They're going to split the house down the middle. Some people are going to be staying in the backyard. Those people are going to be a part of Dire Fest. So it's two different festivals, and that's a play on Fire Fest, a festival where a bunch of people paid too much money and influencers went to some islands because Ja Rule and some other guy told them to, and it didn't pan out. They didn't have enough potties. And one guy had to offer to SD to get water. It's a whole thing. It's a documentary. I paid attention to half of it clearly, but the S and the D part for water, I definitely paid attention to. There's not Aquafina good enough for me to be offering that up to strangers. Okay. But to each their own. He was the unsung hero of that documentary. The guy that was willing to S the D's for the H2O. Oh, okay. So Dire Fest after Fire Fest. So obviously they're outside. They're going to struggle more. They're going to have porta potties. They don't get the luxuries. And then there's Brochella. I mean, like Coachella, but we had to throw bro in front of it because that's hilarious. That's hilarious. You guys got to hire me. It's time. That sounds like a roofie party. That sounds like somewhere I don't want to be. That sounds like a Discover card, your last resort. Okay. So there we are. Brochella, they're inside the house for a full week. They are going to play separate games. And then we're going to come together on Thursday and have a double eviction, but they're two separate ones. They won't even know. They have no interaction with each other. Dire Fest and Brochella, Roofie Fest and S&D Fest, no interaction. Okay. They'll play their own separate week of Big Brother. They'll have their own evictions, their own HOHs, whatever. So then, but Julie tells them all this first on the couch in her khakis. She's like, hey, here's what's going to go on. And it's too much. It's too much. Okay. Thank you. I learned new things from Joleen. I'll keep teaching. Don't worry. Very important things like the Fire Fest. Okay. So Julie Chen's explaining it all. It's taking too long. It's like you're sitting in class. It's Friday. It's almost 3:00. And you're like, let's wrap this shit up. I got a weekend. I got Zimas that aren't going to drink themselves. Okay. We got to go. There is a woods and a campfire I need to get to. So she's explaining and everyone's like, and everyone's faces. Let me pull up some faces that were being made while Julie Chen is explaining all of these festivals to the house guests. And here's how it's going to work. And they're just like, because they're just shocked in the first place that this is going to be the first time in Big Brother history that the game will, Big Brother US history, that the game has been played, that they've split the house like this to play two separate games for a full week and have no interaction with that other side of the house. Okay. So Kyle, obviously, I mean, he's TikTok facing it, he's about to start dancing. Alyssa's like, will there be a floaty? Will there be the sex floaty? Will the sex floaty be outside? Because after that 10 seconds, he pays attention to me. It's getting really sad, you guys. Someone has to send in a note to Alyssa. One of her friends has to fly a banner over the house and say, do better. You can't, it's bad. It's getting real bad. Okay. He hasn't talked to me today. And I don't know what to do because I gave him the best 10 seconds of his life and then he didn't talk to me. All right. So, Alyssa's wondering if there's going to be pool floaty. Brittany and Monty are just like, huh? Where, what? Huh? We just did the all in with the leftovers, even though some of the leftovers aren't all in. Okay. And then Turner's like, oh, yeah, I get to be outside all week. I hope I do. I hope there's not a shower. Burner Turner, gotta love him. He's like, dang, I want to live outside, dude. Like, that would be facts and fire. If I could, I always wanted to go to Firefest. I wouldn't even care if there wasn't anywhere to go to the bathroom or anywhere to shower. Megan Del Monte, Pickles, I love you. Megan Del Monte. The whole episode. Turner, you better marry this girl because he is professing his love. All it was like, Megan Del Monte. Isn't Del Monte like a canned fruit? Megan Del Monte, canned fruit. Girl, I love you. That'd be facts. That'd be fire. If you're taking care of my rugs. Check it out at Turner Rugs in Massachusetts. What up, bro? What up? Oh, man, I want to be the outside one. And then Joseph's like, oh, he's lawyering in his head, trying to pretend he doesn't know how to play chess. Jasmine's like, is the camera on me? Is it on me? Okay. Where will I hide my granola? Where will I hide my baked barbecue chips? Because Jasmine hides food in the house, you guys. She hides food in the house and then she gets mad. She takes food that isn't technically hers. Either it's community food or it's out of the HOH basket and then she hides it. And then the house guests find it and then they hide it. And then she's like, I took my food. Julie, you look prettier than a bag of baked barbecue lays that I hid. Ha! It's shake and bake and I helped. So everybody is just like, what the what? What the what? Uh-huh. Who? What's going on? Okay. Indy went home. She was playing a killer game. I mean, she was a strategic genius, a strategic goddess, really. Indy was so good. I'm really going to miss her. I mean, this pretty much sums up her game. And then before she left, she went all God 101 on us. So I was tweeting. I was like, she clearly didn't watch any of the actual show she was going to be on, but she binged all of Julie Chen's God 101 episodes because she stopped at the door to say, you guys, it's been a great time. Jesus is here and he says it's time to go. All things, no things. I hope you all do well. I'll pray for you. Be a good person. Also, I hope you regret this every day of your damn life until you die alone. But I hope you guys are just so good. And I love you no matter what, even though you're making the biggest mistake of your life. And I hope you all die alone. But also, I forgive you for the sin that you have committed with getting me out of this fucking house. But also, Jesus saves. Be good. Let your parents be proud of you. Because if I was your parents, I wouldn't be proud of you. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Before she left, she was like, I got to do my hair. I have to look pretty. And I was like, she's like, how important that is to me. This is a summer house. Well, that's why essentially, you're kind of going home. It's an easy out for Kyle, who didn't want to use the power veto because we saw it was a really long veto episode, really, really long. And it's supposed to be a Thursday eviction episode. And so she's just like, doing this. This is her strategy. Great strategy. She was like, it's a summer house. I'm going to get tan. I'm going to talk to Joseph. Don't you talk to Taylor. She's a bitch. Spent her time doing that. Found out today that a little bit yesterday, a lot today, that the numbers weren't on her side. And the leftovers devised a plan to go at her and be like, hey, we compared notes. And Brittany found out that you lied and you were actually in another alliance called the Five Shitters. Okay, the Five Swiffer Sweepers or whatever that thing is called. Thank you, Mary Ellen, for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. So Yeah, she's going to the actual summer house now. And then Joseph's like, I heard about girls. And so you've been lying. And she's like, what? And then they just did a really manic but successful job of going and spreading that. And then getting Jasmine riled up by saying, Indy, that Joseph said everyone that was in the 5 shitters. And that Indy said everyone's in the 5 shitters. And then Indy said that the 5 shitter wasn't even a real alliance. It was just for Kyle's benefit. And then Jasmine's like, excuse what? Who said that? And they were like, Indy was like, Joseph. And then Indy goes in, and you didn't see this in the episode. This would have been fun to see. Then Jasmine goes in to the food storage where most of the leftovers, if not all of them, are in there, laughing over this plan that they're dropping throughout the house this afternoon to find a way, their jury management for why they had to get rid of Indy. And Jasmine's like, she's listening at the door, and then she's like, I heard my name, and who has my fake lies? This is ridiculous. I had to hobble all the way over here. I was like this. I was like, God, it took me 20 minutes to get over here. Can you hand me that? Can you hand me that? Can you give me some? I need cold water. I was without cold water. My ankle is sore. I have an itch right here. I can't itch it because my ankle's sore. Can you itch it right here? So she goes in, and then she's like, Joseph, I need to talk to you. Joseph, did you tell everyone who was in the 5 shitters? No, Indy. No, I didn't. No. And then he goes in the Jetson room. Indy's in there like, is this how you play the game? And she just sat there in her costume. She was more worried about how she looked. And then it was basically Joseph going, I never said that, Indy. And she's like, okay, baby. She just let it go. And then Jasmine's like, well, this is perfect. Because Jasmine wasn't going to vote to keep her anyways, but they all just wanted it out. Okay. So, oh my God. So Indy leaves. She fixes her hair. She hugs everybody. I love you. This is the best summer house. Be good to each other. But I hope you regret this until you die. But I love you so much. And I'm going to pray for you. But I'm not going to pray for all of you because I hate you. But I am going to pray for all of you and be good and be a good person and be kind like I was, except for all those times that they called Taylor a bitch and they slut shamed and they said Brittany was ugly. But other than that, God bless. And then she goes out to Julie Chen and the audience is like, what? She was on the show? Was she on the show? Oh yeah, she was in the pool. Okay. She was getting her tan on in the summer house. And then Julie Chen asked her questions. We're kind of jumping around, but that's what we're going to do because this episode didn't make sense. The edit didn't make sense, and we'll explain why. We'll get to it. So relax, grab a nice cold beverage. I have a Diet Coke, half spilled. I also have some Essentia. Sponsored by Essentia. When life or Big Brother gives you more than you can handle, grab yourself an Essentia to quench your thirst. Okay, so Julie Chen. Let's get to these questions at Julie Chen. Oh, Indy, evicted. God speech. Okay. She blames Kyle. Who do you think is the reason? It's Kyle. Indy thinks Kyle was trying to protect Monty. She has no idea what is going on in this house. But this was her game. Her game was so good. It was so good. Molly, thank you for the super chat. Molly says, I love spending my birthday with my BB fam. I'm 47 today. Love ya. Happy birthday to you, dear Molly. Everyone put your happy birthdays in the chat for Molly. That's amazing. I thought I had a little birthday thing here, but I don't know if I have it. We will give you a, I was going to give you a Jasmine. We'll give you a Tiffany.
Shut the up, Kylan. Shut the up, Kylan.
Okay, you can get a shut the F up, Kylan, but really, seriously, happy birthday. And you get a Cynthia Bailey, Celebrity Big Brother, and another thing. Okay, so happy birthday to you, Molly. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see. Oh, here comes producer Tilly. Hello, producer Tilly. So she's out there. Indy's out there. She's evicted. She's blaming Kyle because she's like, Kyle wants to protect Monty. And I'm like, if you only knew. Even she is blinded by what Kyle's doing. They're editing Indy just like they're editing this show to make it look like it's crazy. Okay. And then she's like, Julie, you need the audience to decide. This is a very different game than in Brazil. Brazil. I want to be on BB Brazil. Your BB sucks. She didn't say that, but she's just like, oh, that. And Julie's like, we tried that season 1. It doesn't work in America. Then we get to the goodbye messages. Goodbye, Indy. Goodbye. See you later. Bye. And then Michael comes up and he's like, hello, Indy. My name is Michael. You might remember me from being in the house. If you don't, I was actually playing the game. You were napping or talking shit or applying self-tanner. Either way, I tried to save you. I did. But I want you to know I'm in an alliance with this person, and this person. Okay? And I have been. And Indy's just like, her mouth is wide open like, she can't believe it. What? And he's like, yes. And I didn't want you to go. And I will get your vengeance. Okay? I will avenge your leaving. God bless you. God 101. Good night. And he kissed his ring and she was literally just mouth open. And then Julie Chen asked her, you see the shock, and Julie Chen's like, oh my God. What do you think about that? And she goes, oh, I knew. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Why would you have your mouth wide open if you knew? It's like, well, I thought your instincts were going to get you everywhere. The only thing you manifested is that Taylor would, in fact, get you out of this house. And technically, she did, even though that wasn't necessarily the move she wanted to make within her HOH after some things happened, but she did. And Indy's like, oh yeah, I knew. As she's crying, looking at the audience, and then it's so awkward. It was really cringy. It was as cringy as Kyle and Alyssa. She was so cringy. It was like, Julie Chen's like, okay, we'll be seeing you. And she's like, but I'm not gone. I'm still going to be here. I'm not going. And Julie's like, yeah, I'm wearing khakis. You're going to go to the jury house. Yeah, the summer house. Okay, you got it. Can somebody get her? Can somebody come get her? Somebody come get her. She's playing like a casual. Somebody come get her. She's playing like a coaster. So, oh my goodness. So she leaves. And that's when we go out to the backyard. Or that's when Julie Chen comes back in. It's like, guess what, everybody? Boom, boom, boom. I like that boom, boom, pow. And Kyle's like, what? And she's like, get to the backyard because we're going to split up this house into 2 different festivals. And blah, 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 blah. And I hope you guys like big old twist because this is monumental. And are we going to talk about the Newsweek article about Kyle? No, we're not. We'll get to that later on the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen, but we're not going to get to it here tonight. Are we going to talk about why Alyssa's crying all the time? Are we going to talk about why no one's telling Joseph that is the blanket that Alyssa and Kyle used to bang on a floaty? We're going to talk about this twist, okay? They get to the backyard. It's Terrence versus Brittany, okay? Head to head. Questions. But the question is, it's not really a question. So where's Waldo? It's to find all the pre-jurors at these festivals, okay? I think it was called, it had a name. And the name of this HOH competition, we're going to find 2 HOHs, okay? It's, do you see the VIP? Do you see the VIP? All right. And the last 2 will be HOHs. But the one that wins it all will be the first HOH and go to the Brochella house inside. And then the second technical place winner will be the HOH of the outside porta potty Dire Fest. Okay. So it's Terrence versus Brittany, and it's an hour long. Okay. They got the VIP pictures. So basically they have all the Where's Waldo, and they have to find the former house guests, all the ones we were like, I hope we don't see them again. Big Brother's like, we're going to bring them back. Do you miss Daniel Tiger yet? Do you miss his crunchy bangs? Here you go. And they're holding a VIP, and they have to find them. And Brittany and Terrence are just like, and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to take the whole rest of the show because we just wasted, it's a 2-hour episode, you guys, but we had 4 segments of the punishment for 2 punishments. And we'll talk about that too. So finally, Terrence rings in, boom, and he gets it right. And then it's that, you get to pick who against who. So Terrence wins. And then Terrence is like, Let's see. Who do I want to put up next to each other? Joseph versus Jasmine. So Joseph and Jasmine walk up. Jasmine, I think, is wearing heels because she's like, can somebody do this for me? This is hard. Ugh. I think she was wearing heels though. Okay. So then Jasmine versus Joseph. Joseph loses. Okay. Jasmine wins. And then Jasmine picks Monty versus Turner. Okay. Turner wins. And then Turner picks Terrence versus Alyssa. Terrence wins again. Oh my God. Who could have saw that coming, that Terrence was going to be more competitive than floaty, not sex floaty, just regular floaty indie. I think a lot of us could have seen that. Okay. And yeah. All right. So so Terrence wins, then he goes Michael versus Kyle. And I was like, oh, that's good. Because that means that both of them then can't be HOH. Only one of them could. Okay. Michael wins because that's what he does. Okay. And then Michael picks Terrence versus Jasmine. Then Jasmine's like, dang it, I gotta get up again. Just leave me up there. Hi, Poo-Poo. I don't really have a crush on Joseph, just a little bit. Just like sometimes when we're laying in bed, I twerk my back up. Go to pressonnailsbyjasmine.org. Okay. And Terrence wins again. And I'm like, Terrence is the secret genius. Just like Bronte a couple seasons ago. Oh my God, Terrence is like, boom, and he's excited. He's tatted, he's excited. So then Terrence is like, Turner versus Michael. Michael wins. So then the excitement is just rising because it's Terrence versus Michael. Who would have thunk it? All right? And they're up and they're like, okay, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, stop. And Michael wins the first HOH, which makes him the HOH of Brochella. Roofie Fest 98. Okay? So Michael goes that way. He's going to be indoors all week. And then Terrence gets the Fire Fest, the Dire Fest, the Diarrhea Fest outside with the porta potties that for surely will be stanky. Okay? A week of porta potties, yucksters. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I so hope Jasmine is out there with Turner. Oh my God, I hope it. Okay. So then Julie, so then I'm like, oh my God, okay, this is kind of exciting. I mean, not necessarily the two I wanted to win. I think it might be interesting to see what Terrence does just because what is he? What does he do? I have no idea. I don't know what he's going to do. He's Terrence. I don't know. Okay. We haven't really got much from him. It's just that he really liked Daniel and he hates everybody else. That's all I know. Okay. Will he try to take out Monty? But he's not in the leftovers, so you have someone who's not in the biggest alliance in the house, the Power Alliance, winning. And then Michael wins again, and I'm like, whoa, sir, that is a lot of wins. So now Julie Chen says, okay, we're going to do schoolyard picks. And I'm like, no, Julie. No. You guys pick. Or let America pick. You just no. But yes. So then I'm like, okay, fine. I'll wait. And then Julie comes back in her khakis and she goes, tune in Sunday to find out who that. I'm like, wait, Julie, we had 4 segments. We had to come back to Terrence's Inc. 182 2 times in a 2-hour episode. Do you think I care about press-on tattoos? My little baby niece and nephew like press-on tattoos. It's a press-on tattoo. Okay? I saw When a Man Loves a Woman. I love that movie. I had a secret crush on Andy Garcia, and by watching Meg Ryan, I knew I was going to be an alcoholic later in life, and sure enough, I manifested it, and I was. Okay? It's a press-on tattoo. But I don't need to see Terrence applying press-on tattoos upside down around his butthole more than once. You wasted the time. Who is putting this show together? What is happening? Who wants to see these punishments more than once? Who wants to see these punishments, period? Who wants to see my HOH room? Nobody, according to Brittany Haynes, okay? So it's just like, Oh my God. It was like, and then Terrence puts one, on his areola. Awesome. And then Terrence puts one on his colon. And then Terrence is like, where else on my body am I going to put one? I don't know. You have a tons of surface, we all do on our body. And then Indy's helping. And then she puts friggin' the Zingbot tattoo on him. And Indy, she's, well, first we had to see the butt first. And it was like that hairy, that hairy male butt fuzz that some men have, hairy male butt fuzz. So and then we had to see, they actually blurred out because it was like full crack. He was full cracking. He was full crack-a-lacking, and he was all plumbing. He was a plumber. And then Indy put the zing, free the zing or something, upside down. And she was like, oh, what's a zing? And I'm like, just why don't you just cast her on Summer House or Bachelor? She would be great on The Bachelor, at Bachelor, whatever those shows are where they have sex with multiple people and then they say, sorry, I don't want to marry you. I don't even want to bring you home to my mom and dad, but I did have fun having the sex. I'll see you later. I don't know. I don't know. So we have to wait. We have to wait probably till feeds come back on to find out who they're going to pick. Okay. And we can talk about, like, speculate who we think they're going to pick in just a little bit. Now, Brittany was so happy that Michael won because but if Michael picks her, because there's lots of different strategies he can use to pick. Now, if he wants to keep her safe, he should pick her. And that is his person. But would he go Brittany over Kyle? Will he pick someone that he plans to get out of the house? Because he's going to have to pick two people to put on the block, and then one of them is going to leave. And Brittany was like, yay, Hercules. She was so excited. Yay, white bread. Yay. Oh, Brittany. Okay. So we saw Terrence apply tattoos everywhere for longer than we needed to. So we could have cut one of those. And then we could have found out in this episode because that's what we were all waiting for, the twist, who the HOHs were going to be, and then how the house is going to be split. And then you leave us. And then we're going to have to just find out through the feeds, which fine, I guess, but it sucks for casuals that don't want to watch the feeds and they want to know. Okay. I want to know what festival you're in. Tell me who Terrence picked. All right. So then we also have multiple segments with Taylor and Joseph and Skid and Fancy. I think that was the names, like Sid and Nancy. And they're tethered together for 48 hours. And yeah, I like them. Sure. But I don't need to see that twice. I liked the song they did. You could have just kept the song in. I liked that song. And it just showed again that Taylor is like a performer because Indy doesn't know how to bring it. Indy was like, I'm going to be great TV. And then they give her a twist where she could actually like act out and be in a band. And she was like, she was holding back out of fear or something. And then when she asked Taylor and Joseph to perform with her, Taylor was like, she knows how to deliver. Okay, that's what you do. At least one of those, Indy, you could have done. But every time Indy was up, she was like, she came out excited, like, woo, look at this. And it's like, how cute, a unitard. Like, we haven't seen that before. Okay, like, that's all we need. We just need one segment, unitard, and maybe her, whoever's in the unitard, they fall down. Something funny happens. And then, we wake them up in the middle of the night. Okay, so when she's sleeping, sleep, and she may or may not be having a little bit of sleep apnea from what I was watching from this episode, and I thought I'd grab the screen grab of it, but instead we'll just go to Taylor in bed, waking up to some music, waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. And then she was just like shaking it. I just wish the leftovers would get better. Kyle needs to go. He is just ruining things. Okay. So I don't think I have that shot of Indy, but Indy's in bed and she's like, And they wake her up and they're like, Andy, play the song. And she was like, I like boogers, but not as much as Kyle. Right before he likes to dig deep in his nostrils before he makes out with Alyssa. They're having sex on a floaty. It's lasting 10 seconds. They're having sex on a floaty. It's lasting 10 seconds. 10 seconds of sex. Penetrate me for 10 seconds. 10 seconds of sex. Cut my sex into pieces. 10 seconds, all he has. But I loved him. Told his mom I'd make a good wife and she will like me. This is my last penis. You know, they could have, just one. They did a lot. But I did like, Taylor and Joseph's performance. Mostly because of Taylor. Because she just brought it. But we even saw that for too long. We get it. They're tethered together. It's cute. Okay, move on. Show me what I'm waiting for. Show us what we're waiting for. Okay, so let's get back to before Indy even leaves. There's this talk going on. Okay, there's this talk going on. Thank you, Care Bear. This talk going on. And Kyle and Michael are talking in the food storage, and they're like, we don't want Alyssa to go. We don't want her to go. And Kyle's like, why is no one consulting me? So Kyle is just playing the dummy. He's playing the Gilligan. Okay. He's like, no, this alliance isn't even consulting me. Honey, they can't consult you because you are, excuse my language, you're fucking on a floaty. So when the leftovers are meeting now, you're fucking on a floaty. You're on a floaty for 10 seconds. And then the other 2 hours, you have to sit there and listen to feelings and hold. Are you okay? Are you mad at me? Did I talk to Taylor too long? Did you delete the pictures on the camera during Jasmine's birthday celebration when they gave us a digital camera and I took a picture with Taylor or a couple pictures with Taylor? Or you didn't like it and you were probably going to delete it? Or did you not delete it? Oh, you didn't delete it, but you talked about deleting it? Okay. Oh, you don't think people in relationships should take pictures with people from the opposite sex even though they're all living in a house and we just sealed the deal on our relationship? You think I should just never talk to anybody who identifies as a woman ever again? Okay. Okay, this is going to be great. I mean, I still get to have sex with you, right? Cool. All right, awesome. So Kyle, this edit was shit. This is one of the worst Big Brother edits I've seen because it would have been better almost had they just ignored the problem like they were. And the problem is that Kyle, we watch the feeds. And what Kyle has been trying to do long before this Alyssa POV and possibility of going on the block, he has been talking about fearing the Cookout 2.0, putting every person of color in the house together despite them not working together and despite them voting out multiple people of color this season. He's like, no, I think we got to do it. And despite Turner, a white man, saying, pushing back, like, I want to stick with the leftovers because he's been flirting this idea to Turner for a while. Like, Turner, right? Like, someone's got to take the first hit, And Turner's like, I don't know. I mean, I want to stick to the 7. No, that's not facts. That's not fire. People that normally friggin' take the first hit are usually the people that get clipped. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Megan Del Monte. Watch my rugs, rug.org, rug doctor, rug daddy. They call me rug daddy, bruh. So that's what I'm going to call Turner from now on. It was Turner Burr, now he's Rug Daddy. So, Rug Daddy Turner is just like, nah, dude, I don't want to do that. And then Kyle's like, but okay. We'll get Kyle's clear glasses going on. Kyle's like, okay, but like, think of it like this. What if, someone's going to take a shot at the leftovers? I mean, would you? Like, do you plan to ride it or would you take a shot? Nah, man. Rug Daddy's here to like play. Like I'm playing with the leftover to the 7. And then I'm going to the 4 with the pound, taking it to Pound Town. Like you're taking it to Pound Town with Alyssa, kind of. It's like a half a pound. It's not really pounding. It's more like dipping. You've been dipping. It's like a dip. Those dipsticks. You're dipping. It was facts and it's fire. And I respect that because I'm very sex positive. You go, bro. That's fire. So despite Turner being like, I'm not interested, he still counts Turner as a number because he's white. And Kyle still has been going around the house saying, we must gather the whites because we saw the cookout. That's what they're doing. Even Indy, who hates Taylor, and Taylor, who hates Indy. I don't think she hates her, but she knows that she's not a pleasant person because she's hearing what's been said about her. Even Jasmine, who he knows doesn't even like Taylor, and then you have Monty. I don't know who Monty, but he's just assuming everybody of color is going to work together. So we got to get the whites together. We got to gather the troops. We got to white it up. Let's go. And instead, this episode didn't even scratch the surface of that. Instead, it gave an out to Kyle through Brittany and Michael being almost like his, mouthpiece. So they had their little scene that came much later because Kyle's been saying this for a while. Okay, he's been saying this for a while on the feeds. Like a while. This didn't just happen this week. This has been a while. And that's why the hashtag started trending, that Newsweek and a bunch of other news organizations picked it up. And the hashtag was stop protecting Kyle or Tile. Stop protecting Tile as well. If Tile's going to break, replace it with something else. Laminate, carpet, okay? And so the basic premise behind that is the show claimed the producers of the CBS show were hiding Kyle's racism. The latest season has been running for over a month. With another month to go, 11 contestants remain, but viewers are concerned about an apparent racial divide forming in the house, with Kyle starting an alliance with housemates that has irked many viewers. As a result of him creating a team with all of the white housemates, he's been referred to as KKK Kyle online. Okay, so they didn't show that. What they did show is they showed Kyle. They started building a case for why Kyle. Well, why would Kyle stray from these leftovers? They seem like good people. Well, slowly but surely, we hear these little things. Kyle going, wait a minute. They want to go after Alyssa? No one's talking to me. Well, sir, because you're floaty fucking. You're on the floaty having the intercourses. And then you're fighting and you're with Alyssa all the time. And then you make up to break up to make up. We saw it in this episode. You became Facebook official. Congratulations. Put it on your TikTok. Write it on your twerking. You and your mom can wear t-shirts. That's why. It's not, everything was going okay, I guess. It was much better before you got into the showmance that you said you weren't going to get into. Then you got into the showmance. Then you started thinking, what if they turn on the whites? And then it was all downhill. So dipping your wiener and worrying about people attacking the whites was really your downfall in this game, okay? But they're not showing that. So a casual viewer's like, well, God, why are they keeping Kyle out? Even, I think it was Joseph was like, well, you're with Alyssa. I don't even know if he said that, but I think I wanted him to say that. And he might have said that. I can't remember right now, but he's talking to Joseph about this. And Joseph's like, no, dude, no, we're not. No one's keeping you out. I mean, Kyle's literally with Alyssa every second. And if he's not, she's like, Kyle was supposed to say goodnight to me. Have you guys seen him? And then Jasmine's like, I don't know. Have you seen my granola? That's not technically mine, but it is mine, and I hid it so no one else can have it. Have you seen that? So when you find that, I'll find Kyle. Good night. And then she goes to sleep. Okay. But I mean, she's all over it. She's like, he was up in the HOH room. You didn't say goodnight to me. And you said you were going to say goodnight to me. And then you didn't say goodnight to me. And you were going to say goodnight to me. You didn't say goodnight to me. And he was like, I'm sorry. Are you mad at me? No, I don't even care. I don't even care. I think you're mad though. You're like crying. You're upset. I'm not upset. I feel nothing. I feel nothing inside. Again, I need a pen and paper. I can't express myself because I'm a poet. You guys remember yesterday on the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen when we did this? I can't do anything. I can't just speak to you, Kyle, in words, in sentences. I cannot say these things verbally. I must write them down physically with pen and paper in hand. I sit as the sun sets upon my tan skin, as the house guests tell me how beautiful I am. A Disney princess I am, outside, inside. I am the evil stepsister. Don't see this about me. I write and I write. I love you. I love you more. I love you the most. I love everything about you. I touch you. I loathe you. I love you. I loathe you. I give you my womb for 10 seconds. You insert yourself in me and I am free. And then you leave to flee to Taylor, the enemy And I cannot let this happen anymore. I must fight for you, my man, my nose-picking 30-year-old jobless man who does shirtless TikToks. I must have you, my friend, my man, my being, my reason, the season. Pumpkin spice season is around the corner. This is business. I have social media. You have social media. I will put on my Uggs and drink a pumpkin spice latte and lie in the leaves with you, and we will post it up as two, not as one, but as two, me and you, Kyle. So when you say you are going to check on me before we go to sleep, I expect you to follow through. Don't be a roo. If you watch Euphoria, you know what to do. Show up, be present, be me. Don't take a picture with Taylor, for that is not free. There is a price to your deception. As you put your arms around Taylor, taking a picture that lasts forever, memories frozen in time and frozen in my brain and my jealousy. I cannot get past the fact that you took the time to take a picture with her, and you will never forget it as well. I will live to make sure that every single day I write a note and leave it somewhere you will check that says you betrayed me. I will print out that picture and I will put it everywhere for everyone to see. But instead I will Photoshop her to me, because Kyle, you belong to me. Snap, 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 snap. Snap, snap, everybody. Snap, snaps. Snap, snaps. Snap, snaps. Okay? And that is then. That's why he's too busy. He's too busy because he's with his girlfriend. They're official. He literally was trying to break up with her in this episode or show some space. And it turned into, she's like, I don't want space. You want space. And he's like, well, we can still do it. I'm like horny, bro. We can still do it. And she's like, ugh. And they're laying in bed. I think I have some screenshots of, is this them? Nope, that's Jasmine hating everybody except for Joseph. She's like, I can't wait to twerk in front of him. I just stretched my back. It's not even a twerk, okay? There she is. There she is. I am so in love with him. If you're a human being and you love someone and are so madly in love with someone and you maybe, I am not made out for this game. Why can't we just pause this game and Kyle and I be married and be wedded in wedded bliss and walk down the aisle? So she's like planning their wedding and he's like, okay, well, you want to be like, oh, okay, you want to be my girlfriend? And she's like, there's nothing I'd want more. It is like such a huge red flag. Thank you. Snap, 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 snap. 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 End scene. End scene. Okay. Snap, 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 snap. Snap, 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 snap. Oh, you go. Oh, good job. 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 So yeah, we have our power. Okay. Okay, we have a health tip. I repeat, don't take a big bite of food and attempt to swallow it while listening to Joleen mimic these house guests. That is actually really, and make sure you're around someone who knows the Heimlich, or you can Heimlich yourself. Diana Lee, thank you. Terrence or Michael, send Kyle out. Well, Michael's not going to do it, I don't think. Terrence, we can talk about it. Okay. All right. So here we go. So that happens. Kyle, the case is being built for Kyle that it's the leftovers who are doing him wrong. So now when he starts to stray in this game, casuals will watch and go, well, those leftovers should have just did something about it. Why did they leave that guy out? He seems like a nice boy, a nice, wholesome guy, you know? I feel like my Minnesota relatives who watch as casuals will be like, well, that Kyle was nice. He had nice hair. Okay, looks all American. You're like, okay. But they're not saying anything like he is absent because he cares more about the showmance than the alliance. He has now put showmance over strategy, and that's just a fact. So then Kyle's like, whoa, 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 whoa. In the episode, he's like, seems like Monty and Taylor and Joseph really want Alyssa out. So I think that's a red flag. And I think it's a move against me. Sir, they're trying to keep the alliance together. You got to break up a showmance. You the whole reason, Kyle, you didn't get in a showmance right away is because you knew it could be detrimental to your game. And lo and behold, here we are. You knew it wasn't a good look for your game. That's why you didn't want to do it. If it was going to be so easy peasy cheesy, you would have just been like, yeah, let's get this 10 seconds on right now. Okay. But you waited. You waited for brevity. Okay. And now it has been so brief. So brief. So brief. And so now he's just like, oh, they're obviously coming for me. So then I'm watching the episode. I'm like, this is not even true. All the while Kyle is, conspiring and saying these things and disappearing up in the have-not or in Alyssa's room. Like, I think Taylor might be coming for me or something. Taylor's out there again. It's another Nicole Daniels situation with Taylor, where Taylor's like, God, where's Kyle? I hope he's okay. She's literally wondering if he's okay. And he's like, yeah, we gotta break. We gotta go against them. Yeah, because they're clearly working together. I mean, they're not white. The not whites are working together. Hello? Is this not ringing a bell to anybody but me in Utah? Okay. Sorry, Utah. I don't mean to put you down. You're a beautiful state, and I'm sure there's many people who wouldn't play the game like this. Okay. So then Joseph and Taylor talk, and Joseph is like, I can't. Taylor says, I can't give stupidity a pass in this game. And she said, Kyle is getting in the way of her HOH now because he's really, they want him. We still haven't had this veto ceremony, and we're in a Thursday night eviction episode. And get in the way of her HOH. She's like, we want Alyssa gone. There's been plenty of times now, they woke up to the fact. And the fact is, it was a messy HOH. Taylor's HOH was messy, but it wasn't just because Taylor was messy, which she was. It was because all the leftovers were messy. They've been very messy. And Kyle is one of the messiest because he's been trying to break this shit up well before they got to the 7, because he's always like, I don't know. I don't want to get to the 7. I hate when people say that. He's been saying that for weeks. So he wanted to break it up. Like, the minute he gave that speech about Taylor, you're so strong. I want to see that same woman, that strong woman that came in the door. I want to work with you guys. And, oh, yeah, we're the leftovers. Like, 2 days later, he's like, I'm a little worried because there's not as many white people as I thought. You know what I mean? And then, like, last season, they had like a mission, which, okay. But what if they have another mission? And what if they're just going to vote all white people out? I mean, I know they haven't voted all white people out yet, and we've had multiple evictions, but what if? Think about it. I didn't, right? So Taylor's just like, oh God, he's like ruining my HOH, but I guess if they stay the same, we'll talk more, but if they stay the same, if noms stay the same, we'll just have to, deal with that. And then Michael has his little DR moments. He's having his mastermind moments where he's like, I want to stay in the middle. I want to be in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. I want to be Malcolm in the middle. Okay. I want to be whatever that little guy's name who played Malcolm in the middle. And I want to play and when the leftovers go to war, I want to be watching from both sides. So I want to set them up to go after each other. And I'm like, is that what you're doing, Michael? Because I'm confused, because you and Brittany are 1 minute all in on the Wonder Bread Alliance. And then the next minute you're like, we don't like the optics. Optics are bad. They are bad. It's bad optics. It's optics. There's optics. These optics are bad. These are bad optics. What was that line again, production? Obviously Kyle. So there was a scene between Brittany and Michael. St. Michael from St. Michael, it's breaking my heart that St. Michael has fallen down this route, and I don't know how to get him from the sunken place. I don't know how. Okay. I did not foresee this coming. I did not. So they're sitting there, and we've had many conversations now by this time with Kyle about this white alliance versus all the people of color who aren't even working together, but who are, because Kyle said so. Okay. Where they've been like, Brittany at first was like shutting it down, and then slowly but surely they were kind of like, okay. And then Brittany's been trying to get close to Alyssa, and then I was like, okay, what if it's like, yeah. Okay. So it's like Brittany, Michael, Kyle, and obviously Turner, because he's white. And then that leaves, okay, Indy will be gone, or maybe not. We don't know yet. Then that will be Terrence and Jasmine and Indy, and those three in the leftovers, and they'll work together because they're not white. So yeah, I mean, I think we have to do that. I think that might be, you're just like, what? I mean, not that it wasn't said outwardly like that, except for by Kyle, but the fact that like Michael and Brittany didn't say right away, like, whoa, what are you talking about? What's going on in Utah? What's happening in Salt Lake City? That ain't, what in the SLC is happening right now? But then they have moments where they go back and forth, so I don't know. So they have a conversation and they're in the Jetson room, and this wasn't that long ago. And a lot of people have speculated that production has had a little bit of hands in this. A little bit of hands in this. Thank you, Naya. Thank you for reminding everyone. Hit that like, okay? A little bit of hands in this, because it was like this. Brittany is sitting. She's got a hat on. You know, she's serious. She's like, God, I mean, you know, Michael, I don't know if I like this, right? Because it's like, it's us against all the people of color, right? It's all of us, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I don't. And then Michael's just like, oh God, thank you. I'm so glad someone said that. I'm so glad you said that, because I felt that since birth. I felt that since day one. I've totally felt that. Yeah, I'm not okay with that. I mean, I've said, you know, I would move forward with them and work with them, but I'm not okay with that, right? Yeah. But I mean, obviously, that's not Kyle's intention. And then Brittany's like, well, obviously not. He would never. That would be racism. That would be bigotry. That would be him trying to segregate the house based on race. He would never do that. I love Disneyland. He would never do that. No. Okay, hold on. Let me read my line. Kyle, obviously, that is not his intention. It is not his intention. And then Michael's like, no, God, no. I didn't, you know what? I mean, I thought about it, but I didn't really think about it. And now that I see it, you know, because we don't see color. I've never seen color. I don't know what color is your shirt. I have no idea what's going on. What color is my hair? What is happening? I don't see color. They didn't say they don't see color, but it was just it was just embarrassing. Brian King says, you know, Monty asked Joe off feeds if he and Taylor are serious because he likes Taylor. But Joe said yes, so Monty can't like Taylor because of Joe. Well, just Taylor just getting all the guys on her liking, okay? So it's just this weird, awkward scene where I'm like, why are we even asking Brittany and Michael? Why are Brittany and Michael doing cleanup for Kyle? This is when production grabs Kyle, takes him in the DR and go, Kyle, what is the reasoning behind this? What is going on? What's happening? So you want to have, so this is what you're saying, you want to take all the whites in the game and break up the leftovers because you fear the people who have actually been loyal to you and had your back. But they're not white. Now they're going to turn on you and work with people that they haven't worked with previously and that they barely like, just because they're not white too. And you think this is going to happen. This is Cookout 2.0, but you realize the Cookout, like, they didn't vote out any of the Black House guests, like none. So they had a mission. It was a one-time thing where, you know, the scales had not been even. And then they put enough Black House guests in the house where they were like, oh my God, we can make history because, hello, representation is important. And we can have the first Black winner of Big Brother. And no matter how, one of us will win. We'll get there and we'll be loyal to each other. And then it was like, wow, but they had to do that. And but now he thinks, you know, even though we've gotten rid of, you know, many people of color, even though there's been no sign of a cookout or anything close to a cookout, there's been no sign of a picnic. There's been no sign of a barbecue. There has been no sign of nothing. There is a sign right now of mayonnaise sandwiches and chicken salad being made with no seasoning. And I can say that because I have a mother who makes chicken salad and it is good, but it does lack seasoning. She doesn't season the chicken because we live in Minnesota and we're very white. I live in California now, but I thought mayonnaise was a seasoning until I got married. Okay. I didn't know. So a lot of mayonnaise going on. There's a lot of mayo in this motherfucker. Oh, okay. So, and that's okay. That's why it's important to learn from one another, because you can learn valuable things, whether it's about culture, food, art, humanity, lots of things you can learn. Okay. So that's why it was so weird to have Michael and Brittany just like, no, God, what? He would never. Never. Kyle is like, I think he's like, what was that guy who was on a season a while ago? And he was like, I am very progressive and not racist. I am a part of the NAACP. And it turns out he just was on the email list for the NAACP. So I got a Black Lives Matter email once and I didn't delete it. So I don't know. I'm doing my part as a white. I am an ally. I didn't even delete it. It's still there. It's still there out of white guilt. But I did put it in spam. I did put it in spam. But it's there. It's there. Okay. It's there. Okay. So they have this weird thing, but the man who said it, the man with the plan. It's not like Kyle just said it once and was like, oh gosh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I got to learn. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. He kept saying it. And then he kept trying to get Turner into it. And Turner was like, nah, dude, I'm not like, without saying it, he did say no to this. Like, I don't want to break away from the leftovers. I think it's facts and fire, dude. I love Taylor. I love Joseph. I love Monty. I love you. I love Alyssa even. I don't even want Alyssa to go. But guess what? You're pushing so hard, I'm going to let you push, bro. Because Rug Daddy, you ain't going to pull my thread. I'm Rug Daddy, okay? Shout out to Melissa Del Monte, Del Mar, Barb and Star. Go to Del Mar, visit Del Mar. Yep, great movie. It's facts, fire, and facts. So even Turner's like, nah. Hashtag not all whites. Because Turner's like, nah, I'm not. I don't really want to do that. That doesn't sound. But they're still counting him because they're like, well, when it comes down, when the apocalypse happens and Cookout 2.0 comes and kills us all, then that's we gotta get together. You guys, we gotta get together. Very strange. So we never see Kyle in this episode have to answer for this. The only thing we see is then Brittany gets her hat back on and she's like, is it more camera time? I really want to do a hypnotherapy show on E. Okay, I'll go talk to him. So Kyle, wait, let me pull up a picture of Kyle because me and Michael were just talking because we're best friends and this is fun. I'm not a hypnotherapist, but I do play one in the have not room to your girlfriend, Kyle, Alyssa, who you banged on a floaty and she laid on the floaty while I was doing the hypnotism on her. And it was the same floaty you guys had sex on. I don't know that yet, but I'll see that later. Okay, I gotta find it. Okay, Kyle. Okay, I know you don't want to hear this. That's fine. Okay. Here's Kyle, but he's basically like, what? I don't understand. He's got his Birkenstocks on. I mean, oh God, I got Birkenstocks. It's a whole thing. And she's like, okay, so, okay. I mean, we can't like do that, right? We can't, because it's like kind of like racist. It's like, right? And Kyle's like, well, I mean, have you ever had a boner for so long that you wondered, like, will this ever go away? And then you dipped it, like, not even all the way, just like you got within vicinity of where it goes once you're married, according to the Bible. And then right before you got there, before you got to the galaxy, before you got to the wormhole, if you like Battlestar Galactica? Do you like any kind of sci-fi shows? Okay, well, I was close to the wormhole, right? And then I was like, and it just my galaxies exploded everywhere. I was a star explosion, okay, of possible future babies. Okay, yeah, that's nice. But we have to agree on camera, shake your head like this, that we, as the whites in the house, aren't going to go and target the non-whites, right? Because that's optics. Because I would never. I mean, I live in Atlanta. In a very gentrified neighborhood, mind you. But I live in Atlanta. I'm even not down like fuck gentrification. Fuck gentrification. I'm hip. I'm in Atlanta. And Kyle's like, I mean, yes, I don't know. Sure, whatever. So they have this another awkward conversation where it's like, clean up Kyle's mess. He's 30. Why are we treating him like he's a little baby? Okay. The leftovers they're all at the pool table. They try to have a conversation. Taylor's like, so that's a hard no, Kyle. You're not going to use the veto. We can't get Alyssa out, like, for real. At this point, I mean, it definitely seems, and Taylor, says this to the DR, that, Indy and Terrence, they're not real threats in this game, but Alyssa is. She's part of a showmance, and she could possibly win stuff once she, is stop accidentally in love. She stops being accidentally in love. She could win something, and you just always have to split up showmances. It's a fact. Okay. So they talk about what they're going to do with the veto, like I said, and they're at the pool table, and Kyle's just playing the dummy again. He's just Gilliganing. He's like, in the skipper too. He's like, but like, if she goes, who will I put my wiener near for 10 seconds? Have you thought of that? I bet you didn't. So you're not thinking of my game. Huh? And so Monty and the DR made a great point, which is 100% on point, Monty. The way Monty was given looks, I'm sure he's like, this dude, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, I'm younger than you. You gotta control yourself, bro. Monty says, Kyle is putting his showmance above the leftovers priorities. That is exactly right. You are a part of an alliance. You had a goal, and now you want to destroy the goal and also get canceled in the process. And for what? People are literally, production sending people out to go, hi, you remember me. I was never on the floaty with you, so you might not have paid much attention to me, but I'm in your alliance, and it's a bad look. What you're doing is a bad look. Newsweek's talking about it. There was a guy on like Daily Night Pop, which is so funny because I used to do improv with this guy at the Upright Citizens Brigade. And by used to do improv, we took one class together, and he was always really cute and funny. And now he's like the host, one of the hosts over there. So, hey, call me. Not for, anything like a Joseph thing, but if you want to, you need a Big Brother expert, here you go. My friend. They were commenting on this, the 10 seconds on the E Pop show, the Daily Pop on E. They had a correspondent, a journalist, and she was saying, yeah, and apparently there's some racism going on in the house. Apparently there's this guy named Kyle, and he only lasts 10 seconds, and he's having sex on a floaty. And and he's like targeting, the non-white house guests. And then the guy I used to take improv classes with at Upright Citizens Brigade in Los Angeles was like, yeah, Kyle, and F you. He said this on E. And he's like, and I hope you never get more than 10 seconds of joy your whole life, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but I was like, damn, Kyle, you are getting roasted in the outside world. And you're just not letting up. So Monty's 100% right. Strategically, this is so stupid. I mean, obviously, he tried to compare it to Taylor's moral dilemma she's having, because again, she was inspired by the cookout. We have had our first Black winner. It took 23 seasons, and the actual players have to come together and make this happen because the casts were never diverse enough, and the whites tend to play with the whites. And there were so many seasons where people of color were just like knocked off very early on, or weren't included in the powerful alliances. And we've seen that happen, We've also seen them do the same thing to older people and things like that. But there had never been a Black winner. So we got a Black winner. We got Xavier. But we still have never had a Black woman win. So she's inspired by this past season. And it's not even that she wouldn't vote out a Black woman, because she did. It's not even that she's like, I just don't want to put a Black woman up on my HOH. But I'll vote her out. I'll get rid of her. Like Jasmine is not cool to me. And Kyle's like, I don't understand how you don't understand that. That's how I feel, because now I've had my penis in this woman 4 times for 10 seconds. That's 40 seconds of sex I've had with her. So my moral dilemma is I have ejaculated 4 times. Well, 5 if you count 7, 10 if you count all the times I did in my pants when we were heavy petting. But other than that, actual close to the wormhole, close to the baby door, 4 times. Okay. So I would think you would understand. And I'm thinking she is thinking on such a higher level of like culture, society. I mean, so many layers to her shit. And yours is you put your wiener by someone you're attracted to, which you'll do again, because that's just how it's going to probably end up. This isn't like your wife. This isn't like, I mean, this is so far a hookup, who you fight with a lot. So he was trying to compare the two, and it was like not computing, and it was almost offensive. And by almost, I mean, it was offensive that he would compare the little sex he's having, if that's what you can call it, to how Taylor feels with, you know, her game and her morals and as a whole and what's happening. I keep saying whole, and it's really making me want to laugh. Dave says, thank you for the super chat, Dave. Michael getting too much hate. People forget his final 3 includes Taylor. He should have said something, but like you said, he's trying to play the middle. Yes, he said tonight he is trying to play the middle. I will say, though, I did expect more from Michael to, we've seen so many past seasons where people of color have been targeted simply for existing in the game. And they've been feared. And he has been a firsthand witness of the microaggressions against Taylor. And now he's hearing the same kind of microaggressions that Kyle's not only spewing towards Taylor, but also toward Joseph and Monty by saying they are loud and aggressive. And the only aggressive person that we've seen is this guy who is trying to get it in on a floaty, you know, and have a whole showmance and have this whole alliance and twerk his way through the house and be the funny, like, it just doesn't compute. So I was hoping that Michael, having seen all this, would do better and say more and not be complicit to the things. And I don't really think that's a lot to ask. And Michael has, yes, he's considered a lot of people his final 3. I think it would have been great had Michael just stayed with the Brittany, Taylor, final 3. That would have been a beautiful final 3. They all really trust each other. So for Michael to deviate from that and just blame that she got too close with Joseph, well, that's not a good enough excuse, because Kyle's even closer to Alyssa. So if you're trying to stay away from a couple, which technically, you know, Taylor and Joseph aren't yet, because Joseph is like, we'll see what happens outside. I like you, but, you know, it's messy. I mean, you never know. We still got more time. They could start a full-on showmance themselves, but you're going into more with a showmance. You're going into something with a showmance with Alyssa, who you don't even know if you can trust. And the thing with Michael being a super fan, I expect better too, because he knows that at least with Taylor and Joseph, you could come between that, because that's not, they haven't sealed any deals. They're not official. They're not Facebook official, Instagram official, nothing. And that's the great thing of not playing with the showmance, because it's really hard to penetrate, you know? And there will come a time where you have to play each other against each other. And if 2 are closer than you are with them, you're going to have to kind of find your way in to be the person to get them to cut that other person. When you're dealing with showmances, it's very difficult, because they then say, well, can you give me sex? Nah, I guess then I'm going to keep my showmance. It's really hard to compete with penetration. It's hard to penetrate penetration. And that is why showmances can be very deadly to people who aren't in them in this game. And if you're going to do a Cliff Hogg, Nicole Anthony idiotic strategy where you think taking a showmance to the end is the right way to go, I mean, you've seen how that plays out. Remember when Cliff Hogg had the opportunity and he still chose? Him and Nicole were like, we're going to roll with Holly, Beth, and Jerkson. And then look how that turned out for them. So, so I don't know. I do hope that Michael wakes up from this. I do. I hope he wakes up from this. But I don't know. I don't know. They had something so good, and then he strayed from that simply from this guy getting him to fear that any of the people or that all the people of color in the house would somehow strike them. So we got to go after them first and align against them. So yeah, I missed a super chat. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can find it here. Sometimes I just get blabbity blue blah blah. Okay, so I got that one. Thank you, Dave, for that. I do appreciate you. I see Jess is in the chat. Shout out to Jess. Christian says, you missed my $5 super chat last attempt. Oh, I'm an asshole. I apologize, Christian. We'll find it. I'm scrolling up. Oh no, where did it go? Where did it go? Sometimes I just get all in my feelings and I just, oh my gosh, I get so emotional. I'm an emotional girl. I can't help myself. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I cry, sometimes I do both, and I don't know why. I got a passionate heart. Okay, I'm so sorry. But thank you, Christian. You are always showing up with the super chats, and I appreciate you so much. Dan Barry, I appreciate you too. Jasmine for backyard this week. That's what I was saying. It'd be hilarious. Okay, so get through the rest of this episode. I mean, blah, 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 blah. Turner's like, yeah, I like Alyssa too. She's my friend. I want her to stay. But Kyle is really like sinking his game for her. So I'm just going to let him do that. And then I just kept writing, production is dirty, making it seem like Kyle's decision is based on how much Joseph, Taylor, and Monty, like they're going to go rogue, or how much they want Alyssa to leave. And this had nothing to do with Alyssa. He's been planning this long before Alyssa was even an option as a replacement veto. Then we finally have the veto meeting. Kyle doesn't use it. And then we have this very awkward thing where I will say this is when Taylor and Joseph do the most and stuff. And she's like, okay, I'm going to go in the food storage room. Kyle's in there. He's returning the little box, the veto box that he didn't use, the veto. And she's like, you were supposed to do it. She's like, sorry, I'm going to yell at you now. You were supposed to use the veto. And everyone's like, oh, and Jasmine's like, what? And so like it was a little too much. We didn't need that. And then we have Kyle, the next clip saying, here's another crazy Taylor plan. So this episode was all about the edit setting Kyle up for why he wants to venture off and be the first to attack the leftovers, and wants to split them by white house guests versus people of color. So he's like, there's another crazy Taylor plan. And it's like, sir, you have had your fair share of weird plans as well. And you have a whole alliance behind you that's like, hey, maybe we could get rid of Alyssa. As much as, Michael now is saying, I think that's petty and that's not the move. I don't think so. I think if you look at it just in the simple way of she took something from you, maybe you could say that was petty, but it wasn't only that. It was that she was picked and building a little bit of trust of, you can take Indy down. You are picked for the veto competition. And also, not only did you take the gift from the HOH, which is like Big Brother 101, you should never, but and we've seen people who took prizes that weren't even from the HOH, and the HOH punished them for taking prizes and not actually going for vetoes, or not actually going for, powers and things in the house. And then also gave the HOH a punishment. Granted, it turned into a punishment she liked, but still, I mean, that's a risky move. That and yelling out after she wins, that's enough. Those are risky moves, because you're thinking in this game, this is a social game, and that falls into strategy. If you have someone who's that against you and you're celebrating and you're winning and also wants to come and take from you and also is so jealous, because Taylor is not oblivious to the fact that Kyle is watched when he's around Taylor by Alyssa. Alyssa is all over it, and she's very jealous. And like I said, they had this Jasmine birthday party, which we saw that in tonight's episode, a little bit of that. And they got a digital camera and there were pictures being taken. And Alyssa was pissed that pictures were taken with Taylor because she's very jealous of Taylor. And Taylor doesn't want Kyle. And Kyle doesn't seem to want Taylor. He wants Taylor out. So, but Alyssa is so insecure, which that's the real red flag. So when in this episode, Kyle's like, red flag, it's like none of your leftover cohorts have given you any red flags. Your showmance has given you all the red flags. She is a walking red flag. She's in front of you waving. While you're 10 seconds in, she is red and waving right in your face and right to your wiener post-coital. So it's just crazy. So for that, and then also the fact that you're a showmance and Kyle can win stuff. And you can't tell me Alyssa can't win stuff. She can. And when their butts are really on the line, it's the two of them who are in good shape and fighting for each other's safety, they will win stuff. So yeah, getting rid of Alyssa over, Terrence or Indy might be the best choice at this venture. However, we did see Terrence win this HOH, so you just never know. But I would say, that's 2 votes. Once you have a showmance, you have 2 people. It's like 1 brain now. All right. So again, Kyle tells Britt and Michael about the red flags with Taylor, Monty, and Joseph to get them on his side. They talk about needing Turner. We've talked about that. Britt and Michael saving Kyle from his bigoted gameplay. The optics, Britt talks to Kyle about the optics, like we acted out. And then they decide to do an edit where they're blaming the cookout, where they're like, well, we did see the cookout last year. The cookout was a necessity and a one-time thing to finally get the representation and have the first Black winner of Big Brother after 23 seasons. And if you've watched as long as I have, you have seen the injustice that house guests of color, especially Black house guests, have had to endure in this game. All the microaggressions, the scales were definitely tipped against them. They didn't even have people. They were lucky if they had one other, house guest that looked like them. They were lucky. And that's sad, so it was just like white city, But again, so it's like, oh, okay. So it's not Kyle's fault that Kyle keeps bringing this up. We're going to blame the cookout now. The historical cookout who not only made history and made it possible for people to be able to see something that they had never seen before in this game, and also did strategy, like perfected that strategy of, getting to the 7 and also having their side pieces. And slowly each of their side pieces went. And it was still interesting because there was still, shakeups when people said Tiffany won and she shouldn't have won, when Tiffany had to get rid of Claire, when, they all eventually had to cut their side pieces, and that made for interesting TV as well. And also all of those house guests being blindsided by this alliance. That was the most successful, alliance in Big Brother history. I mean, they never broke up. Now, once they got down to the cookout, we did see, some things. It seemed like then it became men versus women, and even a little before that. So yeah, it was just like, okay, we're going to blame the cookout, the people who made history and put that mission over their own games. Cool. Thanks, Big Brother, over just the white guy from Utah who is just talking silly. Then I wrote in my notes, let's see if you can see this. Fuck this edit. That's where I was at. Another Ink 182 segment. Who is Ink? Chess segment. Joseph's pretending not to know how to play chess. So is Michael. Kyle sucks at chess. And then Joseph says it becomes, every time they play chess, who can lose the most subtly? The Cringe Man segment. Kyle trying to balance, pull away a little bit. And she's like, no, pull all in for 10 seconds. And then, will you be my girlfriend? I will. He went to Jared. Oh. Okay. So then Kyle talks to Turner and Joseph and the other leftovers and tells them he said that they need to slow down. Like, oh, I didn't ask her to be my girlfriend. I told her we got to slow down, babe. Stay away from this boner. Okay. This is mine. You got to get consent, lady. And they're like, sure. Cool story, Kyle. Skid and Fancy segment. We get the cool performance. Julie talks to the house guest and asks some questions. Okay. And then she's like, Jasmine, what do you miss? And of course, Jasmine is just like, are you asking me? Oh, hi, Julie. Oh my God. I miss walking. No, I don't. I miss my scooter. I miss poo-poo. I miss my chickens. I miss my chickens. I miss my pigs, my cows. I miss my farm that I don't live on. I miss my social media. I miss people getting stuff for me. Like when I first got hurt and I was like, hey, you guys, where are you? Can you give me something? Dang, I can't be doing all this stuff. Can you guys, this got warm. Julie, hold on 1 second. This got warm. Can you give me some ice? Yeah, that's what I miss. Thanks, Julie. You know, it's just this really fake Jasmine. Oh, what a character. What a character. And then I think other questions were asked. Oh, well. It's like, we don't need that. We don't need that. That's why you just need an after show. We don't need that. More Ink 182. Oh, my God. Jasmine's birthday segment. And this is how we all felt. We were like, yay, happy birthday to... Anybody want cake? And then Jasmine's like, okay, it's my birthday. We're all going to go around in a circle, and you guys are going to tell me what you like about me. What do you like about me? Okay, I'm going to walk over to you so I can hear this. Okay, it's my birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's my birthday. And then Turner is like, who directs their own round of toasts? She's like, everyone's going to say 2 things they like about me. 2. And if I don't like them, I will come back at you and I will say, I didn't like that. Do it again. Do it again. It's so fun. Oh, what did you guys do? What did you do? Oh my God. Did you find a planner in here? Did you put your fingers in there? That's so, I want to keep this forever. This is going to be so treasured. Yeah, it's a treasured piece to me. Did you guys get any other gifts? Any gifts? I really like this lip gloss. It's not mine, but it should be because it's my birthday. Happy birthday. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. Turner. Go ahead, Turner. Tell them what you like about me. Gosh, you're taking longer than the chickens do to lay eggs at the farm I don't live at. Damn, Turner. Turner's like, 2 things? 2? That's okay. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's see. I like how we were Fessy Bessies, and we're not anymore. And she's like, Turner, that's sweet. That's sweet. Now you're laying the eggs at the farm I don't live at. And on the feed, he was actually like, I like your little facts fire, your press-on nails. They're fire. You coming? Turner, that's my brand. That's not me. That's my brand. Try again. You're so silly, Turner. Good. I love how do I get out of here? How do I leave? I could self-evict. I could call in a bomb threat. I know that's very dangerous. And if you yell fire, I know it's illegal to yell fire in a movie theater, but is it illegal to yell fire in the Big Brother house when there's not a fire to get out? I could throw my mic in the hot tub like Shima. I could do that. I could headbutt somebody like Willie. That's how I could get out of here. I could walk out like that girl from BB19 early on. I could do that. I could, what else could I do? I could, geez. Oh, I could threaten someone with a knife. No, that's probably not good. I love how, Foxfire, unique you are. Huh? Facts. Fire. You're welcome. XOXO Rug Daddy. And she was like, Turner, you're so funny. You're so funny. You're so funny, Turner. Okay, next. That's not good enough. You're going to have to do it again. Alyssa, get in here. She's probably with Kai. Alyssa, bring me something. Bring me some of that granola I've been hiding. Whose is this? This is mine now. Thank you. Oh, you weren't going to give it to me for my birthday? You should. Oh, this is so cute. What do you do with it? You just tie it on? I'm an influencer. Don't worry. I'll put you in my stories. You'll get some followers. Don't worry about it. Happy birthday to me and the chickens. Happy birthday to me and the chickens. Happy birthday, dear Jazzy. Happy birthday to me and the chickens. Joseph. I gotta stretch. Joseph, come here. I gotta stretch. I have to stretch him up. My back, Joseph. My back needs to be stretched. Ugh. Joseph, can you go behind me and just see if I'm stretching my back correctly? My neck, my back. Okay. Can you guys believe Taylor woke up and she was like twerking in the bed? Who is she? That's gross. That is like, I would never. I'm a married woman. I would never. Okay, them chickens on the farm would be like, what are you doing, Jasmine? She was like dancing to the music, apparently. But anyways, oh God, I'm just stretching. Joseph, can you check? Is there something hanging from the back of me? The back of me? No. Sometimes I just get little, you get them little pieces of cloth strings that hang from your clouds. Joseph, do I got a bruise on my leg? Higher? You might have to lift my shorts a little bit higher. Is it higher? It might actually be near my rear. Higher. Jasmine, I mean, she's the first one to call out Taylor. When Taylor wakes up in the morning, she's tethered to friggin' Joseph, and she hears a song because they get woken up by music, and she starts dancing, and we see a little bit of that in the episode, but not enough. We saw more of Ink 182 of Ink Grandpa than we did that. And Jasmine's like, I can't believe she did that. But then Jasmine sleeps in the bedroom next to Joseph, and she gets up and basically presents to him. She downward dogs in his face. Okay. And then she's like, oh, I'm just stretching, Joseph. I'm just a little bit stretch. And he's like, and apparently now Indy was going around talking about how Joseph wanted to know if someone in the house who's taken liked him or something. And Jasmine's like, who's he talking about me? Was he talking, yeah, I don't know. And she just kept asking about it, which means she's interested. Like, I mean, Indy, you know what you were saying about Joseph? Wondering about someone who was taken, who might be like into him? Good. It was, not me. I guess it could be me. Oh my God. So yeah. Let's see. Michael, the leftovers talking. Michael wants to give Indy a sympathy vote. It's a strategic move, but then Joseph's like, but wait a minute, I'm her baby. I'm your baby tonight. I'm giving you everything. I'm your baby tonight. That's what I'm your baby. You got the right on me to do the whenever you want for me, before you think for me, I'm your vote tonight. Sympathy vote. Hi. So he wanted to do that, and Joseph's like, but that's me. That's what I do. And then Taylor's like, well, I don't know, because we can't risk it. Because like, what if the girls go rogue? And then, I would like a unanimous. And then Michael's like, but I just feel like she'll feel really bad. I feel like she'll feel really bad. She needs a sympathy vote. So in the end, he does end up giving her a sympathy vote, which is all strategy for that, jury management. And that he's the one vote, and Joseph decides to go, all right, I will vote her out. But I still think that Indy would still vote for Joseph if he was in the end. She would be like, he felt like he had to. My baby felt like he had to. All right. So then Michael gets a DR segment. The leftovers are on shaky ground. Have you ever been to Shakey's Pizza? Check it out today. And then they vote. Indy's evicted. She gives a God 101 speech. Like I said, Julie Chen questions her. She's like, Oh my God, I didn't know those people work each other. But I did. And she pretends she did know. Then she's off to jury. The summer house she's been waiting for. And then we find out about these twists. Terrence wins it's Terrence and Michael. Michael places first. Terrence second. They both become HOHs of two different festivals, one being the Fire Festival, Dire Festival outside, which will most certainly be a shit show, and one being inside, being Brochella. Watch your drinks, ladies and gentlemen. And then it's a schoolyard pick, and we're just waiting now for the feeds to come back on so we can find out who they picked, because Julie's like, hello, it's me, Julie Chen. And I'm wearing khakis, so you can tell I feel real cash. That's why this edit is real messy. It's Casual Friday. No one's doing any work today. No work until Sunday. So you're going to find out Sunday. Bye. Julie, why did we have a 2-hour episode? So you could show us a cringe man's, and you could show us 4 punishment segments. And you could have Brittany and Michael hire them to do PR for Kyle. I mean, I'm with Turner on this one. This is ridiculous. Okay. So now we have to wait. Hopefully, I mean, by the time the feeds come on, we'll know. And I'm interested to see how they'll do the feeds. You know, there'll probably be just 2 cameras and 2 cameras, 2 in the house, 2 outside. We'll see who picks who. Now that was 2 hours. Yeah. I mean, that was 2 hours. Okay. So let's speculate. What do we think is going to happen here? So Michael being the first winner and Terrence taking second place and getting the better of the houses, the better of the festivals, the Brochella, he will get to pick first. And then I assume, since it's schoolyard pick, Terrence picks, Michael picks, Terrence picks. Now, there are multiple strategic ways you could go about this. Yeah, they had plenty of time. You had time. It's like that Ani DeFranco song. You had time. They had tons of time. Okay? And it's just like, you had time. So what could happen is Michael, Joseph Boza in the chat is saying, Michael, I think, would want an all leftover group so he can take that first shot. I have a feeling he's going to pick Brittany to make sure she's safe, because that appears to be now his true final 2. Okay. And the guy on E said he hopes Kyle never lasts more than 10 seconds, and I choked on my tongue. Right. Now with the double, next week with double speeches, interviews, they'll have no time. Exactly. So next week, as BB viewer is saying, thank you for bringing that up, is a 1-hour episode for a double. Tonight was a single. And it was 2 hours. Wrong night for the 2 hours, right, Tilly? Even producer Tilly knows that is some bullshit, okay? So Michael could pick Brittany to make sure she's safe. Then he could pick 2 targets, 2 people that he wants to target. However, you can go, little girl. If he does that, I guess I made my little chart here. Then you run the risk of, there is a POV. If he doesn't win it or Brittany doesn't win it, there could be a chance that, well, then he breaks the tie. So let's see who's left. I'm gonna do it up. So Brochella, I'm just gonna do picks just for the shit of it. Okay. Let's say Michael for Brochella, he's gonna pick Brittany. Okay. Let's say Terrence is gonna be Terrence. So we don't know what to expect from Terrence. So Terrence with Dire Fest, maybe he's like, I want to get Monty because I want to take Monty out. He takes Monty or Taylor, we'll just write Monty. And then, so how many do we have then? We have Terrence, Michael, the HOHs, and then you would have Brittany, Monty, Kyle, Alyssa, Joseph, Taylor, Turner. Is that it? For who's left? Joseph, Turner. Am I missing one other person? Jasmine. Okay, so there's 8. Okay, so they're going to have Okay, so then they're down to 10. You have 2 HOHs, so 4 on each side. Okay. Yeah, so you put up 2 and then, all right, so I guess that's not as bad as I was thinking. Okay. So let's say Michael then goes for, who would he go for? Because he's got to put 2 up, so he might have 2 on his side. So what if he picks Kyle? Let's just say he picks Kyle. And let's just say Monty takes Jasmine because he's like, I want someone on my side that I think will vote with me. And then let's say now Michael's like, I need someone who I can put up on the block. But like you guys are saying, he might want to take the hit of the leftovers. And if that's the case, and Jasmine's already taken and he can't just vote out Jasmine, I think he's going to go Joseph. And then Terrence has Jasmine, who he feels like he can trust, and Monty, who would be a target for him. And then what if I'm going to say Taylor, because Taylor would be a target for him too. But this is interesting. I don't think he would pick, I guess he could pick Turner, but what, he doesn't have any reason to go after Turner. Jess says it makes sense for him to take out either Jasmine or a leftover member because it'll then go down to final 8 and he won't have anyone to help take the leftover out. It would make sense for him to take out either Jasmine or a leftover member because then it'll go down to final 8 and he won't have anyone. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I know I want okay. So, well, Kyle, I'm saying that maybe Michael has already picked Kyle and picked Joseph to maybe take Joseph out. Because then I don't think Michael will want to take Taylor out because Taylor could still be a number. And if he breaks Joseph up with Taylor, I think he'll be more apt to work with her because the way he's seeing it too is that Taylor, him and Brittany are like, oh, it's too chaotic with the 2 of them, and they feel that maybe Taylor's Joseph has too much influence on Taylor, which the irony because Brittany and Kyle have a lot of influence, or I'm sorry, Alyssa and Kyle have lots of influence. So now we're back to Terrence. So Terrence, let's say he picked Monty for his target, Jasmine for someone who will vote with him. And then would he pick Taylor just in case? Because if Monty wins the veto, then that's pretty much segregating up the house already. Or will he pick? So he has Turner and Alyssa. So he has Taylor, Turner, Alyssa. He could want to pick. Would he want to pick Alyssa? I don't know. Remember, targets may win veto. Yeah, so he's going to need 2 targets. So I'm going to say he'll pick Taylor. And then I'm going to say that what's his nuts? Michael is going to pick. He has Alyssa or Turner. If he's smart, he'll pick Turner. I think he might pick Alyssa. And then Turner. So those are just silly, silly guesses. I mean, I hope he's not that stupid, but he wants to work with them, EJ. So I hope he's smarter than that. Let's say he doesn't pick Alyssa. Let's say he picks Turner. And then let's say that Terrence, DJ Delusion picks Alyssa. So then you have a situation where Michael has Brittany, Kyle, Joseph, and Turner, where he can go after Joseph. But if Joseph wins the power veto, let's say he puts Joseph and Turner on the block for funsies. Joseph wins power veto, then he's got to send someone home that isn't in this alliance that he and Kyle have talked about forming. Now with Terrence, if he picks Monty, Jasmine, Taylor, and Alyssa, he can feel, I bet he'd feel like he could for sure get Jasmine to vote with him, and he could for sure get Alyssa. So he could put Monty and Taylor on the block. One of them might probably win the POV, but then one of them would for sure go home, because you would have Alyssa and Jasmine would gladly, at this point, both vote out Monty or Taylor. So I don't know. Yeah, we have Menza Michael, who will strategize, and then we have Terrence. We have Menza Terrence, okay? Menzies Terrence. Terrence should just quit now, because there's literally no way to the end. I don't know. I mean, hey, we've seen people, I mean, he's technically won, in HOH, and we've seen people get dragged to the end. Only 2 voters, HOH breaks the tie. So you got these 2 on the block, 2 voters. So yeah, either way. The only thing is, with Michael's strategy, I'm sure he'll mix it up. I think he will save Brittany just for fear she'll go, but then I think he might load it up with targets. And since there has been talk of taking shots at leftovers, he might just load it up with leftovers and take out one of the leftovers they've discussed, or he could... because I don't think he's going to take out Alyssa, because I don't think Michael will take out Alyssa or Taylor, because I feel like he would first take out Joseph. I think he would want to take out Joseph or Monty. And I think Terrence would also want to take out Monty or Taylor. So I think the 2 big targets, if Michael's going to take this hit and going to make this move, I think he'll want to hit either Joseph or Monty. And Terrence, I think he'll want to take out Monty or Taylor, just based on previously on Big Brother. 1-1 tie. Yep. He's going for a woman. Yeah, I think he's going to try to take out Taylor. And I think Jasmine will be all for it. So Terrence will try to make sure to load up his little team, if he can, with the other 2 women, who will gladly, unfortunately, vote out Taylor. And renom's automatic. Yep. Yeah, I mean, Terrence did. He did very well on this HOH. However you feel about Terrence, he did. I mean, he was like, his reaction, his able to find things, like, it was quicker than me. I was looking at it. Took me like 1 round, like it did them, though, to be like, what is this again? Huh? It was just a lot, because Julie Chen threw a lot at us. MILF Man says everyone should be fighting to take Britt, Alyssa, and Taylor to the end, because none of them can win, because Taylor's hated and the other 2 are a waste of space. Well, that is why I was just talking about how Brittany and Taylor's friendship was so nice and refreshing, and that they were perfect final 2s for each other, because neither of them are going to get votes, because this jury, I mean, they'd both been ostracized, and then Brittany had to go flip the script and do whatever the hell she's doing now. And so that, that ruined that. And I was just saying that. No, it's not a random team pick. I was hoping it'd be something similar to that, or production, but no, it's their picking. And I'm like, horrible. Yeah, Michael's won 6 comps. 6. And we just got to jury. 6. He is the biggest threat in the house. So Kyle, it's just crazy. It's crazy to me that Kyle still finds Taylor, Joseph, and Monty bigger threats than Michael. That's insane. That's insane. You would think that, that's why I said yesterday, it's so insulated right now for Kyle. This game is so insulated for him in the fact, I mean, he's been doing things to screw that up, in that he was one of the founding fathers of this leftover alliance, which was pointed out in this edit and pointed out to him by even Turner when he's trying to turn Turner. on live feeds. And then once they take out, so the hierarchy of the alliance, once they take out the people that came later to the party, then they're the pound. Then there's 4 of them. There's the 4 dudes. There's Turner, Joseph, Monty, and Kyle. And Kyle has a showmance. So he'd be protected on so many sides. So for him to want to take this, make this strange move and assume, I mean, just, it doesn't make any sense to me, because he's got Alyssa, but even if Alyssa leaves, he still has the leftovers. And then he still has his relationship with Turner, which is very good. And he still has the pound. So it's like, it's crazy that he wants to just throw his game away for dumb ass reasons, you know? Oh my goodness, you guys. It's like giving me a headache thinking about it, thinking how this isn't necessary. And Michael realizes that he is at the bottom, but he doesn't necessarily have to be. So he and Brittany and Taylor are technically at the bottom of the leftovers as far as how it was formed. However, this is a social game. This is a game where you make cases, you do what you got to do. It's not over, you know? So he's worried he's going to get clipped early. But he can definitely make these relationships to get him to a point where he too is insulated, you know, having Brittany as his number one. He gets Taylor's ultimate trust as well, because Michael had it pretty good. I mean, even Jasmine and them were very much like, you know, Big Brother Bry said Kyle for the thanks for the super chat. He could have, I mean, there's just so many other ways he can do this. And, my head is like just floating. I wish they just would have told us who was on what team. But I feel as though Michael is playing 9 weeks ahead. Like he's playing so much far and he's listening to Kyle so much. And Kyle's not going to take you. I mean, Britt, I think, will. I mean, unless who knows, she can just go off the handle and then she's chaotic as well. But I thought Kyle would get his wits about him once him and Alyssa did that. Well, that's what me and my husband talked about. We talked about how you have that post-nut clarity, and then women have pre-nut clarity. So as you can see, Alyssa was way more clear before the intercourse. And now that she says the intercourse, she's like, I love you. I want to be with you. Why didn't you say goodnight to me? What's happening to me? I'm worried. And then Kyle, pre-nut, pre-intercourse, he was like, oh my God, I'm so horny. I'll do anything. I'm so horny. I'm horny. And then afterwards, if she's not, Alyssa realizes now that physical touch is his love language. He has no other love language. If he had to take the test, it'd be physical touch, because the minute he's trying to break up with her, she's kissing his neck and he's like, will you be my girlfriend? Or make some space between them. Because he sees the red flags for sure. And she sees the red flags in him for sure. You know? Kyle already scored once. I think it was like 3 or 4 times now. 40 seconds of scoring. Okay, if this were a hockey game, that would be decent, but this is sex, and that's not a good number. It's not a good number. Not a good number. So yeah, I expected Michael and Brittany and Taylor and their friendship to get nurtured, and I expected maybe, because there is a big chance that Joseph could get pulled. That he could pull Joseph that way. I think they both have these strategic lawyer minds. They're both trying to kind of hide that, obviously, but which, you know, could be, it could work 2 ways. It could work where they're both intimidated by one another because they see that in each other. And I think, Michael that's already peeped that Joseph's probably lawyering. One of the two have peeped that one of them is a lawyer, like, or speculated or something. So, well, it didn't help that Joseph's like, I got a big secret, I'll tell you later, smell you later. But I feel as though you still have just so many more people to get out of the house before you completely turn on an alliance that has said, the other members of this alliance have said that they will go farther. But I don't know. Did you see the editors overshoot to the shoot over to the floaty after she said he'd be his girlfriend? Shady, shady, shady. But I mean, that's like funny stuff. I appreciate that. But it's like, why can't we just get freaking the edit of Kyle actually, his real reasoning for the gameplay and wanting to stray away from the leftovers? We just, unfortunately, they're not going to give it to us. They're going to keep protecting Kyle. Kyle's like this. He's in hiding. Okay. And they're going to say, oh no, that wasn't his intention, even though he stated what his intention was. Yes, Michael guessed that Joseph is a lawyer. Michael peeped Joseph. Okay, good. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Kyle's mommy must be so jealous that Alyssa stole. I mean, and Alyssa is making pleas to his mom on the feeds. It's quite crazy. All right, you guys, my brain is now fried. I had so much fun with you guys tonight. I'm sorry this show doesn't edit what actually happens accurately. That'd be so much better if it did. Again, if they weren't going to show what Taylor said about why she didn't want to put Jasmine on the block, maybe this would be a little different of a story. But since they basically threw Taylor under the bus with that, so now you have all these casuals running rampant saying, Taylor's a bigot, Taylor's racist, Taylor's this because she just didn't want to put a black woman up on her HOH. But yet they are protecting Kyle. And I mean, Newsweek's picking it up. TMZ's picking it up. The E-Daily Pop guy said the stuff. Everybody's picking it up. So I wish it was better for all of us, but we know this is Big Brother, okay? And we will be like Alyssa, crying ourselves to sleep tonight. Well, I mean, I'm not going to be, and I don't think you guys will be. I think, unfortunately, it's the expected with Big Brother. And but if Alyssa doesn't get paired with Kyle, oh, can you imagine if he doesn't talk to her for a couple hours, she's freaking out. Big Brother Bryce says, I love how a 40-plus DJ from a metro city and must be upsetting someone real bad. Oh, Big Brother Bry, you're messy. Messy. Yeah, they did. They did cast a different DJ. They did. Yay, Stephanie, you're enjoying this. Yeah, make sure you smash the like, you guys. Follow me on the social media. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I appreciate all of you joining in. Yeah, as long as the truth is known. So, but we're going to see. If anything, this twist, I just hope Jasmine ends up outside. I hope Kyle and Alyssa are split up from one another. I hope Terrence, wouldn't it be amazing if Terrence took a shot at Kyle? That could be too, because Kyle had the opportunity to take someone off the block. However, Kyle said, why would I take him off the block? He was one vote for Daniel and voted against me. But maybe Terrence is like, screw you, buddy. Maybe this, okay, so on a positive note, maybe this splitting up, you get certain people together that weren't talking as much game before, start talking game, comparing notes, and then say, well, maybe we should take out Kyle. He's kind of doing a lot, right? He had that veto. We got a showmance. If you break up a showmance, people start going, well, there's a showmance. You remember just recently, BB21, Jackson and Holly, Okay. All Stars. All right. Enzo and Cody, they were a showmance. All right. So maybe Erica and Boogie. I'm trying to think of other showmances in Final Two. But my brain is tired. Sharon, I know I'm just throwing out things that it would just be great. But you know what? I think I have faith that Monty would win a veto. Because the last thing I would want to see is Monty go on this double. I think we really need Monty. Taylor needs Monty. Joseph needs Monty right now. And yeah, with what Kyle's got planning with the Wonder Bread Alliance, me too, my friend. Me too. I would love to see Kyle go to jury. I think he's just doing the most and the worst. Maybe Marie says Terrence picks Kyle and Monty. Kyle didn't save him with the veto. That's what I'm saying. You never know. You never know. Love you right back, Odell Chick. All right, guys. It's been 2 hours. Please smash that like, comment after the video post. It helps so much in this crazy YouTube algorithm so I can get out to more Big Brother fans and they can find me and I can hit my new goal of 30K. You guys helped me get to 25K and I appreciate you so much for that. I have so much fun talking to all of you on the Lean team. Thank you to those who have joined my YouTube membership. Shout out to all my patrons who support me on Patreon. Thank you for the super chats tonight. Shout out to my fantastic mods who always keep the chat so well run. I mean, it's not an easy job, but I really, really, really appreciate you. If you can follow me on social media, you can find me at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, TikTok, and the Twitter. Twitter, I'm talking about Big Brother. Instagram and TikTok, I'm posting more of my stand-up comedy as I do, more shows and stuff. So I have a show this Saturday in Santa Monica. If you are anywhere near that area, DM me and I can send you the details about it. My husband and I will be at the Crow Comedy Club, which is a new comedy club in Santa Monica, California. And my husband will be doing stand-up for the first time in since before the pandemic, I think, because he has just changed careers, went the medical route, and he's been doing that. So come watch us stumble as we still even I don't do as much stand-up as I used to because of the panic cookie. Thank you, Jolene, for doing the sugar daddy lord's work, right? I loved that from Taylor, the sugar daddy lords, and Turner is our rug daddy. So come over and find me on social media or come out to a live show this Saturday in Santa Monica at the Crow to see me and my husband Chell and say hi to us. And we will say hi back. And then we'll be like, hey, hi, how you doing? Cool. Awesome. All right. Let's try not to give each other COVID or something else. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll be back soon because as soon as these feeds come back, which should be, it's 10:40 here. I'm in Pacific. So 11 is when the episode's done airing here. So hopefully a little after 11. And I'll get some videos out for some spoilers. Tomorrow night, I'll be live with my mom talking Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for our Married to Bravo show. If you've never joined for that, you definitely want to meet my mom. We call her Nana because she's a Nana now and has grandkids. And so now we call her Nana, but she is a delight and hilarious. So take care, you guys, wherever you are in the world. I hope you have a wonderful day or night. And remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see.